Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, I said good afternoon too soon. You should say oh before I say that. Okay. The topic is why we need to bring our parents in to receive the
family.
Why is it filial to bring our family? The family or fumo?
To be filial is to bring them in.
To be filial is to bring them in.
Bring family.
That includes the whole family.
And close friends too, right? Friends and family.
Yeah. So, well, actually, after we receive the Tao, we should actually first bring our parents in. That's the most important, because our parents are getting old, and we don't know when they have to leave. Okay, we don't know the day that they're supposed to go. We don't know. It could be any time. It doesn't have to be till they're 80, 90, or 100 years old, right? So if we're lucky they live to be 80, 90, 100 years old, then we are blessed, right? But life is unpredictable. We don't know when our parents are going to leave. Okay, so during this time that they are still here with us, we should cherish that time to do as much as we can for them, and the most important thing is bring them in to receive the Tao, right? How do we do that? Parents are always conflicting with us, right? We tell them they're going to say, I don't want to listen to that. That's what happened to me. For the first 2 years, every time I mention it, I mention to my mom mostly. I didn't mention to my dad, because my dad is very easygoing. He wouldn't understand what I'm saying. So a lot of times I mention to my mom, and she would immediately stop me and yell at me. Don't tell me anymore. If I want to go, I let you know. Okay. So every time she yells at me, I step back and I walk away. And this went on for 2 whole years. But of course, I don't say it every minute of the day. Whenever I am able to, right? When opportunity arises. So when I did that, it still doesn't work. Alright? I would get yelled at. So then somebody in the temple go, let's go and kowtow to Lao Si to help you. So I said, oh, okay, so I'm still brand new. Okay, my first 2 years, I'm still brand new. So this is a lecture. So I went with her. I said, we kowtow. It's the first time I ever kowtow, real kowtow. So she goes, let's kowtow, and we do 1,000 bows. So both of us are counting alternately, right? It reached up to 5,000. Okay. So then when we both got up, we were like, can't balance, because 5,000 is a lot in the street. I can't do it anymore. 1,000 is the maximum I can go now. So I did 5,000, and then we both look at each other and start laughing. I thought it was 1,000. What happened? 5,000. And before I did the 5,000, I asked us to help me to motivate my parents. So the next time I have an opportunity to talk to them, they will both agree. So the next time, my aunt was in the hospital. My father's sister was in the hospital. So I said to my mother, they were sitting together. I said, Mom, before you go to the hospital, can we go to the temple and do the blessing first? Because hospital is full of yin energy, okay? And I said, we don't know what's there. So let's go and do the blessing first. And she goes, okay. And my father goes, okay. Okay, I mean, it's like a miracle, because in the past, every time I asked them, they would yell at me. But this time, it's like I asked Lao Si, the next time I have an opportunity, let them both agree. It happened. Okay, so even though they haven't come back, but my father is in heaven. 天佛院. I don't know the translation. Sudi or whatever that. How do you say that? It's controlled by Mila Jusi.
I guess to see the heaven?
Yeah, to see the heaven. Yeah. So I confirm with his dad, is that absolute heaven? He says yes. Okay. So I'm very blessed and I'm very happy. And now I have to, because they both received the blessing. My mom came back many times to help out, especially in Dharma classes. And she used to help the cooking in Tongda once a week when it was her turn. So she did some helping. And once in a while she would donate money. Okay? But my father never did anything. Right? So he depended on me, I guess, to benefit. So the reason why he is up there is because I'm performing. Now, if one day I said, "Oh, I'm giving up," then they have to come down. So I am their shoulder. I'm supporting them up there. All right. So if one day I said, "Oh, this is too difficult. I failed my test. I'm not going back," then they still have to come down. Okay. Now, my mother, even I don't know where she is right now. She passed away, but I don't know where she is. Not until we have the next reunion with our ancestors. Okay? So, but I worry about her. I don't know where she is. But hopefully, like Lao Sư said in the Dharma class in June, okay, as long as they receive the blessing, then we shouldn't have doubts.
Now, let's say they receive the blessing.
Yeah.
And let's say my father, he
Yeah.
doesn't want, he did the blessing, he did the Dharma class, but he doesn't want to be on that.
He doesn't want to be in the Dharma class.
Well, beyond the Dharma class, after
Okay.
that, they say, oh,
My father never attended the Dharma class,
Okay.
to tell you the truth. My father just received the blessing, never remembered the three treasure, never came back to the temple. It was all me and Ryan. And Ryan used to do more in the past, but now he's kind of, not willing to.
but he has the opportunity to do more now, because he's still alive, but he doesn't want to do it.
My dad was alive. My dad was walking. My dad was able to function, but he never come back because my dad never had the patience to sit still. All his life, he never had the patience to sit still, and I know that's why I never forced him. Okay, but my dad had a lot of virtues. Okay, my dad was in the restaurant business, which is bad. Okay, he opened a total of 9 restaurants. Not many takeout restaurants. Big, humongous, first-class restaurants. But he had a lot of virtue. Okay, he always followed righteousness, loyalty. He's very loyal to his country. He named his children Sư Tu. Sư Tu is our last name. 中国万岁 for son. 中国万岁. Does that prove? Don't worry. How do we translate that?
Like long live China or something.
Long live China. That's how he named his children. 4 brothers. 中国万岁. And I'm Zhen, so it's 真的中国万岁. That's how loyal he is. Okay? Just to show you, he had a lot of virtue. Maybe that's why he's there, but not me, because I'm not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, Karen.
So if the parents who are solely there because they're benefiting from their from their son and daughter, right? If that son and daughter passes away, does that responsibility fall on the son and daughter's son and daughter?
I think it
Like
would,
grandchildren.
but it also depends on how much merit their children had performed while they were alive.
Right. But it's gonna run out someday,
Yeah.
forever. So then it would fall on the responsibility of the grandchildren and great
yeah,
grandchildren.
yeah,
It'd be like that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's hope Ryan will come in someday. I don't know.
Everyone's path is,
Everybody is different.
Yeah.
And then
stumbling blocks for everyone.
yeah. So that's why. So the reason why we have to bring our parents in is because number one, they gave us this life, our physical life. Okay. So without them, we wouldn't be here. So we have to pay back to them by bringing them into the Tao, by giving them eternal spiritual life, right? So that is more important than this life. This is only temporary. Okay, that's the reason why we must bring our parents in no matter what, and help them cultivate, and help guide them into the Tao. So if they're like your father who's not willing, you got to do extra work. All right? You have to do, which you're doing wonderful. Okay? But you got to continue to do it. When opportunity is there for you to do it, you got to do it. Let's say opportunity is there. Oh, Edison, can you come and help with the down ceremony today? Right? And you had arranged to take your kids to the movies. So you put into a position which one you're going to choose.
Oh, of course.
Okay. But sometimes you don't want to disappoint your children.
No, it's okay. Movies are fun. They don't deserve it.
Okay. So that's what, like, that is also a test. To see and see, heaven is trying to see which would you do. The saintly or the mundane. If you prefer the saintly, that's wonderful. Right? You will earn that merit and your parents will benefit. Okay? So you have to distinguish the two. That's what we covered earlier today. Right? Never mix temple matters with personal affairs. It's always separated. And always put temple priority. Whether it's something important in the family, like if it's an emergency in the family, heaven knows. They're not going to say you violated the temple vow. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay if it's something important, or maybe you have to help your mom with something if it's something
Let's say
important.
Kai has SATs on Saturdays.
Yeah.
SATs.
Right. So use your wisdom, use your Buddha nature to distinguish what's more important. Okay? So that is why it's so important, all right, to keep doing what you're doing and help support them when one day they leave this world. You want them to go to a good place. And he's depending on you. All right? That's with every one of us. Unless your parents are like Ty's parents, he's so lucky he doesn't have to do anything. He's so lucky his parents are both transmitters. Right? In fact, he's benefiting from them instead of the other way around. So he's very fortunate. How many Thais are that like that in this world? How many Thais are that fortunate? Right?
Not only are both parents transmitters, but all three sons are.
All three sons.
/ one transmitter.
Yeah, and all three sons are very devoted.
Yeah.
And one is a transmitter. Maybe one day they'll all be transmitters. Right? So they are very fortunate. But most of us who has parents that's not willing, number one, they're old. They don't want to devote the time or the energy. They have no more energy like your father.
My mom because grew up in Taiwan, and she has her idea of what all this is. You know, she's like always some negative stuff to say. No.
Oh.
So it's always difficult to get her.
You have to tell her some of the principles so she can learn. My mom was the same thing. After she received the Tao, my sister-in-law, the one in Hong Kong, totally against the Tao. Okay? Totally. She think it's a cult. So she tried to brainwash my mom. But because my mom devoted part of her time in the temple, cooking, and getting to know the people, my mom argued with her. She goes, that's not what the temple is about. That is not what you are thinking. You're wrong. I'm not going to listen to you. So when my mom came back, she told me. So I was worried she's going to be brainwashed by her. But fortunately, she did not. Okay? But even so, I had a hard time with her too, because I was hoping, because before she passed on, my brother asked her, what do you believe in? Her answer was, I don't believe in anything. And this gave me a very difficult time at her funeral and afterwards, because none of my brothers believe in the Tao. So after she passed away, I said, how the heck am I going to tell them? She must have vegetarian dinner for the people that comes in attend. And she must have to put her hand in the contract position. Okay. Unfortunately, I had to lie to them. And I'm not supposed to lie.
What did you say?
I said, Mom's request was to have these two. Okay? I had to. There's no other way. So they tried to follow her way and say, okay, if she requested, let's do it that way. After the whole funeral, my older brother, who has a very, very strong character, comes to me. Mom did not Because I asked her personally. She told me she don't believe in anything. I just smile. I didn't say anything because the more I say, the more he's gonna get upset. So then he add a statement. It's okay. I don't care. Just to let me know I know you lie, right? But that's okay. At least that part I can rest at peace. Alright? So at least we didn't have a meat dinner where she had to be she had
Pay for the
pay for the car. Okay, so it's very difficult when it comes to our parents. Well, you guys are lucky because your parents are lecturers, alright? So you guys are lucky. You don't have to motivate them. They have to motivate you.
Yes.
So to be filial to your parents, you gotta listen. Alright? This is your way to reward them. She's falling asleep. I'm telling you about that. Most importantly, she's falling asleep.
I use my filial nature.
So to be filial to your parents, you have to listen to what they tell you because they want the best for you. Yeah. If they want you to come to class, you say, okay. I wish Ryan would be like that. Okay. But at least Ryan comes for every Dharma class. So if I say any more, he will turn me down.
Because he's also older. So.
He's older and he wants to do what he wants. He doesn't want to be so strict with everything. Alright. Maybe it's partly my fault because when he was young, I just take him everywhere to enjoy himself. So I blame myself for that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, is there a reason why he doesn't?
He said it's too strict.
Oh, it's like the strict? I see.
He said it's either black or white. There's nothing in
Some
between.
people do think that.
Yeah, he wants it more like in the middle. He said it's too strict.
You know, if I was at the age where I was hanging out with my friends, so I thought if he gets friends, close friends, here, he will probably come too.
Yeah.
If you noticed, in the old days, George and Joseph was here. It was easier. Now, George left and Joseph left.
Yeah.
So he's the only guy in his age group. And he feel, if they don't come, I'm not going. Okay? So what do? I can't argue with him. Alright? Because if I argue, we just get into a conflict. So maybe next time he comes, you do some talking to him. Talk some sense into him. Okay.
I also feel like if this is in my case too, if all of your close friends are not in the temple and they live in like, this human world, and they do the things that are considered normal for young people, then you really think that it's very strict here.
Yeah.
Because out there it's not.
Yeah, I know. And then he
So-
thinks, oh, but that's normal
Yeah.
human being does.
Like I just want to enjoy myself. That's because everyone else is enjoying themselves. So then you think that this place is really strict.
Yeah, but like certain things, like today with the propriety, I just text him. Okay, originally it was 10 o'clock or 10:30. Now it's 8 o'clock. He says it's okay because he's supposed to watch the Super Bowl at his friend's house.
Oh.
So now he's gonna come back earlier, even earlier.
Why he's helping you with the thing? At your
Yeah, we're
Oh.
supposed to do the propriety together.
Oh, I see.
So you gotta drive home by 8 o'clock.
I gotta drive home very soon because I gotta take the car to go to the Super Bowl.
But the thing is, he does these things. Maybe it's because it might not be because he believes in it, but he does it because he's filial towards you. So that's what his intentions are.
Yeah, it could be, but if he's filial towards me, he would do everything I tell him. To a certain degree.
Yeah,
To a certain, I don't request too much of him.
that's true.
Maybe that's my problem too. I'm not strict with him at all. We're more friends than parent and son. It's like I've never been a parent relationship with him. It's always been like more like buddies and friends. Okay, so I never request him do this, do that. You can't do this, you can't do that. Alright? But if your parents do that, then you gotta listen because they mean well for you. They want the best for you.
My mom does do that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Maybe that would be better. Maybe if I had been more forceful with Ryan, he would be in here.
It's the Tao, the middle way. Can't be too strict.
Yeah. I'm not too straight and I'm not too lenient, so I try to stay in the middle. Okay? Because I was a child too, right? And I never liked it when my parents were strict, even though they were not. Right? So I tried to be more like the middle path parent. Okay. So Carrie, your parents received the Tao, but your parents, but your parents doesn't come that much. So your parents depend on you.
My mom came like once in a while, but my dad never received it. I mean, never came for the Dharma class.
Yeah,
they both
same as my
received it?
parents.
Yeah.
Same as
I
my
was pretty
parents.
surprised when my dad was willing to come with me to see the Dharma.
Yeah, thank God he received it.
Yeah.
Right? So you're lucky in that sense. But the other sense is that you gotta help them. Okay, if they're not willing to come, then you still have to do a lot.
I do.
Yes, you do. Because you're not only working for yourself to earn your own merit. You're trying to earn merits for them. That's why you have to continue and do as much as you
The
can.
kids are doing each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make them do it.
Having lots of people.
Yeah.
Kyle and Kylie have good character.
Yeah, I'll be yelling too. Like, actually, I'll be yelling, but
I think Joe is more strict
no. I said 5 times to brush their teeth, they won't listen. Jill says once.
because she's the straight one. You're the easygoing one.
Oh, my.
Even if you say 10 times, they're not gonna
No,
listen.
they
So
don't
you have to
listen.
raise your voice, right?
Yeah, I have to raise my voice.
That's what I do at home.
You know what? They used to Jill yelling, but not you. You heard
I'm like 5
easygoing.
times. It's just once. Go brush your teeth.
I wrote this rule down, it's like 3 times you're out. I repeat it 3 times you're out.
I feel like with parents, it's usually like good cop, bad cop. It always falls like that. The roles.
Yeah, there's always one that is stricter and one that is more lenient.
My
So
mom-
you accommodate them, okay? Because you need one of each. You cannot have 2 that's too lenient and 2 that is too strict. Then you're going to be in misery. Okay, if they're both strict with you, you're in trouble. Okay. Ryan had a friend that was very strict. It's a girl who was what is there's the valedictorian and one.
Salutatory.
Yeah, she was the salute. I can't.
Second.
Yeah. So she had straight A's all her life. Very strict parents. The grandparent is sitting next to her. Okay. With a whip, I guess, I don't know, okay? Like, you study or else, you know what I'm saying? That type of a treatment. So when she went to Stony Brook, first year, she partied to whenever there's a party, she's there. She doesn't pay attention to her schoolwork. She flunked out. She got kicked out of school because she was wild. And why? Because the parent was too strict on her. Once she is on her own, she will do everything that she was not supposed to do. So that's why Lao Tzu said you cannot be too strict and you cannot be too lenient. Okay? So with our parents, we have to accommodate our parents. Alright? So the best thing is to listen to what they say. Even if they're wrong, we cannot argue or conflict with them. We backstab, let them calm down, and then talk nicely to them. Okay? But we cannot immediately, okay, then there'll be no end to it. It'll create a big argument, and it's not worth it. Okay? It's not like in the old days, when we were kids, our parents yell at us, we never say a word. That's in our days, we never say a word. Right? When my parents yell at me, I don't say a word. I just go to my room, close my door, and cry. And don't come out for days to eat. That's how I used to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not too good.
I know. That's why my stomach is so bad. And that's what I used to do. Okay, I don't speak up. I don't argue with them.
I have a friend like that too.
Yeah, I just don't speak up. But I will get so angry inside. I hold it in. I have nobody to release it to. Yeah, I don't have a sister like you. I am the only daughter in the family. Okay, so it's a little more difficult. Okay, so try to accommodate your parents. Help them in the Tao. You have a lot of Tao ceremonies at home. Help them in the Tao. They need a lot of help. Okay, even Damao Jing, simple tasks like that you can do. But it's helping them. Help them pick up groceries. You're driving.
I do that.
Yeah, you know, offer. Don't wait till mom asks you to do this, do that. Offer. Do things before she asks. When my mom, I used to clean her house all the time. She never asked me. She never asked me. I used to do things before she asked me. Okay? I used to clean her house. I used to do it behind her back. If she goes to Hong Kong with my father and she's coming, I clean for weeks. Scrub her whole her apartment from top to bottom, including the greasy kitchen. Okay? And then when they come back, I would make sure the meal is on the table when they step in to the house. And I hate to cook. Okay, that's how I used to. That's how I used to treat my parents. And this way, when they come into the house, it put a smile on their face. Okay? And if they're walking outside,
My house is so big.
well, you do a portion. You do a portion. A portion.
25% each.
And when my mom used to go and help my dad at work at nighttime, I have all dinner prepared for them. You can do that. I mean, your parents work late. It doesn't have to be a 5-course meal. Just a noodle or a plain rice.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the sincerity that counts. It's the sincerity that counts, not if the food tastes good or not.
You cannot ask her to.
You can all work together.
You have to.
She always sit on the table is like, where's my food?
Oh no, you don't do that. You serve your parents.
Yeah, I remember I came out to ask you how to cook. You said go to the piano.
And then
No.
we had the carrots and then it looks disaster.
It's okay. Ryan, when I first taught him how to cook, he takes forever to cut something. I used to complain to Jinghua Daxian. I said, he takes forever. And she goes, it's okay. You still let him do it. Let him get used to it. Okay, I used to complain to your mom about that. She goes, that's still let him do it. You know? If you don't let him do it, he will never learn. Okay? So you gotta help mom. If you have a lot of schoolwork, 10 minutes gradually. The more time you have, the more you can add on. If you don't help her, you will never learn. Okay? So Ryan, even now, when he comes home, I'm cooking, he will step in and help me. Clean and cut. He hates to cook, so he won't cook. Okay? But he will help me clean and cut. And he will always do the dishes. Okay. You gotta step forward to help them. They're not gonna say, Kevin, do this, Cindy, do that. Right? If I can ask you to do it myself, do it myself. Okay? Volunteer. And you can help clean the altar table. There's a lot of work with the altar table. 每天要洗公杯.
I do that.
Yeah, you do that, right? And vacuum, clean the altar table, clean the lamps. Okay, so tonight you can help with all that. Am I done? Am I finished?
Yes.
I'm done. I can go.
Yeah. 下课了。
I don't know what makes sense.
Makes sense. Makes sense.